So I did it and I regret it. Don't ask me why I did it, but here we go. I did it. So there's this guy that I've been talking to, and on Saturday he hit me up and asked me what are my plans for the day. So I told him I don't have any plans outside my home. I'm just at home. I'm gonna be resting. So he's like, can we do coffee? At that time it was around 12:15. So I had just gotten back from the gym because it was Saturday, so I took my time. I didn't go to the gym early. So I just gotten back from the gym. So when he says, can we do coffee? So I said to him, I asked him what time. And then he says around 1. So like I'm saying, at that time it was around 12:15. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna jump into the shower, get dressed and go, because I was also getting hungry because I hadn't eaten anything for the day. So I'm like, okay, 1 is fine. I can do 1. Okay. So I jump into the shower, I do my own thing, I get dressed, and I don't live very far from the restaurants and everything. So at 5 to 1, he sends me a message. He's like, I'm gonna be late. That's all he says. I'm gonna be late. So at that time, he doesn't know if I'm still home or I'm already on the way or I'm already there at the place where we're going to meet. Because if you are going to meet at 1, it's very likely that by 5 to 1 you would be on your way or you'd already be there. If you're somebody like me who is always on time, or I try very hard to just be on time. So he didn't know whether I was still at home or I was on my way or anything. So he's like, I'm gonna be late. That's all he says. So I'm like, you know what? I shouldn't even bother, communicating further with this guy, because if you just tell me you're gonna be late, you are not telling me how late you are. You're not telling me, should we reschedule this thing? Are you gonna be an hour late, 30 minutes late, 2 hours late? You're just not saying anything. So I'm like, okay, let me calm myself and ask. So I sent him a message. How late are you going to be? Like in my mind, I'm like, I don't even have to do that. I don't even have to ask, because why are you not just telling me I'm going to be 15 minutes late, I'm going to be an hour late, I'm going to be 30 minutes late, so that I can also decide what do I do during that time. If I'm already at the place, do I continue to wait? Do I get up and do other things, maybe shop around, or do I just go home? But you are not telling me anything. Okay. So I ask him, how late? Then he responds, I'll call you when I'm done. I cannot make this up. He's like, I'll call you when I'm done. So in my mind, I'm like, so this guy expects me to, if I'm already there at the place where we're going to meet, he expects me to just hang around and just wait for something that I don't even know. Is that what he's expecting of me? So I'm like, what do I do? Do I continue to speak to this guy, or do I just not respond and just scrap this thing off? So I'm like, no, tell me, how late are you going to be? This means then we are rescheduling this 1 o'clock appointment. Tell me, are we rescheduling it for an hour later, 2 hours later? What are we doing? How late are you going to be? He can't tell me. He's like, no, I will call you when I'm done. So I'm like, okay, if you can't tell me what time you're going to be done, if you can't give me a rescheduled time, then we might as well just cancel this whole thing. And then he sends me a message back. He's like, are you serious? So to him, me saying that if you can't tell me exactly what time you're going to be here, then let's just cancel this whole thing, because then what are we doing? So the expectation then was that I'm just going to hang around and just wait for him to finally tell me that he's now done with whatever it is that he was doing. And then we can just continue. I am just so confused as to, really, is that what anybody would think is acceptable? This is not even just about the fact that he's a man and I'm a woman, we're going on sort of a date. It's not even about that. I was even saying to my sister, you know, if I was just going to be meeting with a friend for coffee, a woman, a friend that's a woman, this conversation was not going to happen like this. I'm pretty sure that my friend or whoever I was going to be meeting with, if that was a woman, she was just going to tell me, hey friend, I'm running 15 minutes behind, or I'm running 30 minutes behind, or something has come up, can we reschedule for another day, or for tomorrow for another day? I'm pretty sure that's how that conversation was going to go. So it's very confusing as to how can somebody think that that's acceptable? Like, how can somebody think that that's okay to do? And when you express to them that, no, but that's not okay, to them, you are overreacting. It's like you are overreacting. Is that how little men think of us, really, as people, as human beings? Is that how little they think of us? If you are a man and you are listening to this, is that how little you think of us as women? That you can just do that? It left me very confused, and at the back of my mind, I was like, Vele, why did you even do that? Like, why did you even speak to this guy? Why did you even think that anything positive will come out of this whole thing? Because it's like, when it comes to men, things that are just common sense, things that you think are just common sense, they are definitely not common sense to them. So I don't know if it's an issue of respect, if it's an issue of looking down on women. I'm just wondering if he would do the same thing with, you know, his guy friends, to be like, no, just wait for me, I'll tell you when I'm done. Do people really think that's something that's acceptable, that it's okay? I don't understand. Help me, because I really am confused as to how can you think that that's something that's acceptable. So yeah, that's what happened. Am I overreacting? Because I'm like, just show me some respect as a human being. So I don't know whether it's that thing of, you know, men are just, they just don't think of us as human beings, really. They just don't think of us as equals. They look down on us. They don't respect us, because, I mean, how disrespectful. How can you just expect that somebody is just gonna hang around and not know anything? You are not estimating anything. You're not giving them any idea. What if he finished whatever he was doing 5 hours later, 4 hours later? So I was just gonna sit there and just wait and wait and wait on him. But he's the one who hit me up and asked me, can we do coffee at 1? He's the one. Now when it's 1 o'clock, he's not there. And he can't even tell me. He can't even estimate when is he gonna get there. Isn't that crazy? It is just so crazy to me. It is just so crazy to me that this is even a thing. Let me know really whether is it me, because I mean, all my life I've always been told that I'm too serious, I take things too seriously. For me, like, I can't play with respect. If you can't respect me, if you can't show me just the basic level of respect as a human being, then what are we doing? To me, it's just so disrespectful. So let me know, because like I'm saying, I've been told that all my life that I'm uptight, I take things too seriously, like I must just relax, it's not that serious. What do you think? I don't think that's me being uptight and too serious and not being, you know, able to loosen up. I don't think that at all. I think that was just a blatant disrespect and disregard for me as a human being, for my time, for everything. Yeah, if you're a guy, please just help me to understand. Please help me to understand. How is this normal? How can somebody think that this is normal behavior? Please let me know.